Get left, Mr. E1. Ooh.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Hey, a couple of new jokes. Yeah, I saw this billboard over in Hollywood about this blind dude who climbed Mount Everest, right? I don't know if you guys seen that. But I was thinking, like, how did he know he climbed Everest, you know? Well, he knew, yeah, he could have just been, like, right over there at Mount Whitney or some shit. And I was thinking, that's actually a pretty good business idea, right? Taking blind mountain climbers up to Mount Everest. Yeah, you know, Shaquille O'Neal's like the happiest man on earth, right? I mean, he's so jolly, you know? I think it's because he's never been messed with, right? And how are you gonna bully someone who's so tall his fucking dick's in your face, right? It's like, hey Shaq, give me your fucking lunch money. Never mind. Yeah, what did the Australian chess player say to the waiter? Checkmate. Yeah, you know, a couple weeks ago, North Korea sent over 200 balloons over to South Korea, and they were loaded with like garbage and excrement. But that statement's not exactly accurate, because they weren't packed with shitty trash. Yeah, they were filled with Dane Cook's jokes. Yeah, you know, in retaliation, South Korea set up these loudspeakers, right? And they're like blasting like anti-communist propaganda, like BTS and stuff, or I mean K-pop, right? And in retaliation for that, North Korea set up their own loudspeakers, right? But they don't have bands like BTS and stuff in North Korea, you know? So they just blast like the most annoying sounds they can think of, you know? Yeah, you probably guessed it. Matt Rife comedy special. Hey, you know, there's a new disorder going around called Usher syndrome. Yeah, it makes you go blind and deaf. Pretty serious, right? You know, I always thought when you got Usher syndrome, it just made you go, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was eating pizza the other day, but you know, eating pizza by yourself is kind of depressing, right? Yeah, it's like eating cake or getting drunk by yourself. Basically, my last birthday. All right, let me tell. Oh, okay. I'll tell this joke first. Yeah, I was in the United States Army, 1st Cavalry Division, Florida.
Woo!
Thank you. You know, it's weird being the only Asian person, though. You know, every day people are just looking at me like, "Are we supposed to shoot this guy?" Yeah, it's pretty cool being in the Army. You get some good benefits, right? Like, I would say the best benefit is the ability to give old men hard-ons. Yeah, old men, they love hearing Army stories. You know, I guess it gives them hope for the future, or makes them feel younger or something. Like, it doesn't even matter what race they are, you know? Like, if I meet some old men in a park and I start telling them Army stories, I'm telling you, they'll start coming all over me. All right, let me tell you an Army story. The day we did M60 training, right? You know, M60 is a light machine gun, right? It's the Rambo gun, right? So anyway, there's 200 of us, right? We're all sitting in these bleachers, and we're watching our 4 drill sergeants use the M60 the proper way, right? They're like laying there, doing short control bursts and shit. And all of a sudden, one of them's like, fuck this, right? He stands up, and he holds a gun like Rambo, right? Like with one arm like this, and with the other arm, he's holding the bullets, right? And he starts shooting like, da, 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 da. He's like, ah, right? Now we're all watching this, we're like, what the fuck? We're like, fuck, yeah, it's fucking awesome, right? And so the other 3 drill sergeants, right, they hear us cheering, you know, so they're like looking around like, what the fuck's going on? And they see that guy standing up there, right? So they're like, oh, fuck this, right? So they all stand up, right? They pick up their machine guns. So you got 4 grown men standing with machine guns, just sawing away, like, ah! And behind them was 200 younger guys, dude. And we're all screaming like, yeah, fuck yeah, it's fucking awesome. Oh man, it was the most testosterone-filled event I've ever been a part of in my life, you know? And at the end of the day, we all had sore throats and full-grown beards and shit. Yeah, I'll tell you another, I got a lot of time. I'll tell you a little joke, right? All right, it's Special Forces, right? It's a Special Forces test, and it starts out with like 100 people, right? But over the weeks, they whittle it down, right? And the last 3 people, right? Now it's the final test. And so they go, all right, you see this next room? There's gonna be a table, right? And sitting on the table is gonna be a gun. And at the table is gonna be your wife, right? I want you to pick up the gun, shoot her in the head, you're in, right? And so the first guy goes in there, and he's only been married for like less than a year, right? So he comes out right away, you know, he answers the gun and says, I'm sorry, I can't do this, right? And then next guy goes in there, and he's been married for about 5 years, right? So he's in there for about 5 minutes, you know? And he comes back out, you know, hands the gun, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Now, third guy's been married for like 15 years, right? So he goes in there, and right away they hear this scuffling noise, right? And he comes back out, he's all disheveled. And they're like, what happened? It's like, man, some asshole took the bullets out of his fucking gun. I'd have choked that bitch to death. I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you another story. The day I saw real life cowboys. I don't know if you've ever seen real life cowboys, but they're pretty impressive, right? Like once when I was driving through Nebraska, and I wanted to get a look around, right? So I got off the freeway, and right when I did that, I was like, oh fuck, this is a huge mistake, right? Because there was like 50 fucking cows in front of me, you know? Like just a big wall, you know? So I stopped my car, I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now, right? So I'm like, maybe I should back up or something. But right then the cows started parting, right? And then I could see why, you know, it's these two guys on horses, you know? And they're kind of like, yeah, right? And that's why they're partying. They're doing that for me, right? And so I drive past them and shit, and I'm looking at them like, man, these guys are fucking impressive, right? They're both like 6'5", like 240 pounds. You know, maybe the older one's like maybe 35, and the younger one's like 25, right? They have like cowboy hats and jean jackets and jeans. They both have pistols, you know? And I'm looking at these guys like, man, they're fucking awesome. You know, because I was in the army, right? I've seen some tough motherfuckers. These guys are tough as nails, you know? You can just see it, you know? And I was like, damn, look at these fucking guys. And then I jerked off and went on my way. I was telling more jokes. Oh, you know, I've had sex with like white women, black women, Asian, you know, white. In my opinion, whatever, Asian women give the best blowjobs. Yeah. If any ladies would like to prove me wrong, you can meet me in the bathroom in the back later. Yeah, my dog, she's cute, you know. She's so cute when other dogs see her, they go, oh my gosh, that dog is so cute. And then they go, oh my gosh, I can talk. I was driving around the other day and I got pulled over by a horse cop. That's crazy, you know, I didn't even know it was behind me until I heard this, woo, woo. And it wasn't a siren making that sound either, it was a horse. Yeah, you know, one of my buddies, he's Muslim, right? So he doesn't eat pork and shit, you know? But he's always trying to pork shame me and shit. It's like, oh, gross, we eat bacon and sausage. Like, man, I'm Korean, right? We eat dog, right?
Oh, poor puppy.
Yeah, you know, earlier this year, scientists reported for the first time 2 male humpback whales having sex. Yeah, Hollywood's already going to make a movie about it. Yeah, they're going to call it Humpback Mountain. It's weird how language changes over time, right? Like nowadays, if a guy came up to me and told me he was going to blow my brains out, I wouldn't be sure whether to run away or pull my pants down. You know, the NFL has one Asian player, and he's a kicker. Could you not find a more racist position for this guy, you know? Was he gonna come out barefoot in a karate uniform? Yeah, I was watching a Bigfoot show the other day, and it struck me as how dedicated these Bigfoot hunters were. And, you know, they're so devoted to something that might not even be real. Like comedians in their careers. Yeah, I was watching the Oscars this past season. It was pretty cool, you know? Towards the end, I was getting all excited, you know? I was like, hey, look, they're bringing back the Mummy. But then I saw again, I was like, oh no, that's just Al Pacino. I was talking to this guy the other day, he told me he's a Persian. I was like, you're Persian? From Persia? And he was like, yeah, where are you from? I was like, the Han Dynasty, I guess? Yeah, I had a really bad haircut a couple months back. You ever have a haircut so bad that people start treating you differently? This guy must have a learning disability or something. You know your shit's fucked up when the waitress at Denny's tying a bib around your neck. Yeah, O.J. Simpson died a couple months back. That's pretty crazy, right? You know what's crazier was the way he crashed the internet. Yeah, basically the second he died, half America got online and was like, who the fuck is O.J. Simpson? Yeah, this past April 4th is a new national holiday. It's now National Burrito Day. That's pretty cool, right? And then the very next day, April 5th, is now National Toilet Plugging Day. Yeah, remember that boat that crashed on that bridge over in Baltimore? Yeah, it crashed on the Francis Scott Key Bridge. It's kind of ironic, right? It's like, oh, say, can you see? There's a giant fucking boat coming! Yeah, they said the boat came from Singapore. I was like, crap. Asian driver, you know? Yeah, the news said the boat weighed 200 million pounds. That's pretty damn heavy, right? It's actually even heavier. It's actually 300 million pounds. But my ex-wife, she got off the boat right before it crashed. Yeah, you know, Asian people, like, we love Jewish people, you know? But they don't like us too much, right? And I think I know why. It's because of our eyes, you know? It's because if you see, it's not that my eyes are slanted or small. It's that Asian people, we have an extra layer of skin over our eyelids. It's basically a foreskin, right? And you know how Jewish people feel about foreskin, so. Alright, along with this last joke. You know, comedians will always tell you two things, right? They'll always tell you when they just get booked on a show, and they'll always tell you when they just had sex. That's a bit juvenile, right? Like myself, I haven't been booked on a show in over a month. But I did get laid last week, so hooah! My name's Iwan, I'm out here, thank you.
Yeah! Alright!
Thanks, man.
Woo! Keep going for Ewan. Ooh, everybody! Hell yeah!
Something very sick and awesome that happened to your set is